Hello, Mr. Telaak. Welcome to the International Hellenic University.
Thank you for having me here.
Okay, we can go through a couple of questions about product design. First of all, I would like to ask you, how do you conceive the meaning of product design nowadays? What is product design for you?
Product design is focused on the customer. In the end, anything I use, anything I touch, has a certain look. There's some strict laws about how a product has to look. There's tools, but in the end, product design means for me that I give any kind of product or artifact a certain look. This look can basically attract the customer, or it can do the opposite. And for me, the task of a product designer is to give all its best for the first moment of impact between the customer and the product, which in the end, in my opinion, is decisive whether the product is going to be bought or not. This first impact will decide about this fact. And the second is that anything you produce will look in a certain way, and this look has a certain expression. It always has a meaning, always has a statement, whether it is through the material, through the shape, and in the end also through the material and precision. And I think we touch the senses of the customer that can be decisive to make this product a friend of the customer or not.
Do you feel that a product designer is an artist, is a scientist? What is he at the end?
Designers are many times considered being artists. And in fact, we just had a discussion in the course with all the students. Where is design, where is art? And is there something in between? So the artist in the end brings up a statement. The designer gives the look and many times also the function to a product. The only thing is that we talk about mass production as far as the product designer is concerned, and we talk about singular masterpieces, let's say, if we consider the artist. The artist will never have the pressure to have a certain amount of production of any kind of object. He will have other kinds of pressures, to gain the attention, to get the attention from the public, to bring over the statement he wants to say. The designer always can have a statement in his product, but in the end, the real pressure of a product designer is to have the best possible design for this specific product. It's the pressure of the industry that the designer has, and this pressure can be quite tough sometimes. But in the end, it's a pleasure if you feel that you can really satisfy the customer, whether it's through the function or even just through good design that you please the eyes of the customer.
Okay, and now we live in a time of severe crisis, especially here in Greece. How do you think Greek companies could benefit from investing in product design? Do you think there is a chance to overcome those financial problems?
Of course, this is also part of the reason why I'm here, why I teach this course. First of all, I think there's many very creative young Greek students, and what I want to do is basically encourage these students to go into design. In the end, the main decision is if you want to be working in a creative job. The industry in Greece, of course, has a certain status, and I think even in not very, very high-tech regions of product design, the main law that I feel for good design is independent of the level of complexity of the product. Me coming from the car industry, I work in my eyes, in the most complex area of product design, of products in any case, because we contain mechanics, electronics, we contain almost everything. I think you can have good design in any level. Even the most simple object is never just depending on the sophistication of how the product is being produced. First of all, for a designer, it's what's in his head. The genius basically of having a great idea that is, and the best ideas were mostly based on simplicity. So this is detached from the complexity of the product itself. So a good designer will always be able to do a good job for any level of industrial standard. So this is why I think also in Greece, with a great heritage, with also many typical Greek products, which is something I will analyze with the students in the coming course now, we can pick some things that are very typical Greek, which I think is important to appeal to the tradition and just also to the pride, and just have the next step from the past, from the traditional things to the modern, smart thinking object.
Okay, Mr. Telaak, you work for a premium company like AUDI in Germany. From your answer, I understand that there is much space, this experience from a large company to be transferred to SMEs, to small or medium enterprises in Greece. Is that right?
I think the size of the, let's say, of a particular company is not the main criteria. Premium, you can do premium in any size of a company. You can do premium with everything, whether it's food, and therefore concerning the design, it's going to be more about packaging and staging the product, graphics, or if you are in the industry of producing artifacts, this is basically also detached. It doesn't have to do with the size of a company. And I feel that in Greece there's a lot of mid-size enterprises. And for me, this is also something that a good designer, also thinking about what is possible, what materials do we have here, what can I really produce, what technology do I have. But it's just about the thinking and the way I follow my thoughts. Quality and premium is possible everywhere.
Okay, now here we are at the International Hellenic University. We are in an educational institute. How important do you think product design education is for young students? Is it a talent or you get educated on product design?
What I'm trying to teach the students is there will always be, if we focus on design or on the designer or design student, of course there's those who can draw and those who can not draw as well. In the end, design is not just drawing, it's just really inventing new principles, into really freeing your mind and having a specific perception. If you want to go into a creative job, if you want to have an interesting job, it's not just about getting up, doing what you have to do to get the money. The job of a designer is something that needs to come from inside. I'm convinced I have some ideas in my head. I want to contribute. I want to influence the society, and I do it through the customer. I want to have a creative job where I can really feel that I'm doing what I love to do. In the end, what drives me is the passion for this job. It's a passionate job. Every job should be passionate. You should never do something because you have to. You should, if you can, of course. And it seems like a privilege. And I'm very thankful because I found my fascination in something that I really want to do. In the end, what I can say to the students, if they want to participate on how the society is changing in terms of everything around the product, do it. Have an influence, participate, you can change, you can always have a little thing. It's just an example, when you design your first car, you have a certain image of the customer. You think about a customer that maybe doesn't exist or doesn't exist yet, or maybe you're even not right, and the fact customer will be different. But with this vision, in the end, when the product is on the market and you will see these customers using this product, it's a feeling I cannot describe. It's just, you hope, of course, you make these customers happy. But this is the reward that no one else can give you, is to see the customer use your product. This is an amazing feeling. And of course, I always think when this customer is driving this car, I feel like, I think he's happy. You hope he's happy and you hope you can contribute for a good part.
Mr. Telaak, thank you very much for being here. We are really honored to have you among our instructors in the MSc course in Strategic Product Design. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and it's really an honor to be here in Greece and to contribute to the future in the young generation. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay.